What is going on, guys? Today I wanted to take some time to discuss 3 different ways that the Packers can clear up some cap space going into the 2021 NFL season. So we know right now that the NFL is projected to lower the cap this year due to COVID and the pandemic, which has caused a lack of revenue unusual from most years. And right now, the Packers rank 28th out of 32 NFL teams in the amount that they are over the cap. So that means that there are only 4 teams in the league that are more over the cap than the Packers. So they definitely have some problems there. But in order to close the gap, they're going to have to make some sacrifice. This could mean cutting guys, or just shipping guys off, But by doing something like that, you're freeing up more money, and you're also creating more opportunity for that money to be used on free agents and getting certain guys that maybe can help this team win a Super Bowl next year. So with all that information in mind, that takes me to the first method that can get the Packers to free up some cap space going into this year, and that would be cutting players. So right now, there are a couple guys on the Packers team that could easily be shipped this year, and it would actually free up a lot of space. So one player would be tackle Ricky Wagner, and he actually did pretty good this year. As you know, the Packers' offensive line was elite. They were definitely helping Rodgers all year, so it would be a shame to lose somebody like that, but he is currently owing the Packers $4.25 million next year. And the next player would be inside linebacker Christian Kirksey, who I actually am a big fan of. I really like his game. I actually think he's a really good player, but the Packers are set to owe him $5.6 million next year. And another big name would be outside linebacker Preston Smith, one of the Smith Bros, who a lot of people are a fan of, but he definitely didn't have quite the season he had last year. And right now, the Packers are set to owe him $8 million next year, which is a lot of money. And another thing that might be pushing them to ship off Preston would be the growth of Rashan Gary, because he really stepped up this year. So I feel like he could definitely be his replacement, but it'd be sad to see Preston go. And the last guy would be defensive end Dean Lowry, who the Packers are set to owe $3.3 million next year. So looking at those 4 guys, Ricky Wagner, Christian Kirksey, Preston Smith, and Dean Lowry, in total, if those 4 were let go, the Packers would be saving $21 million in cap space, which is a lot, But one thing to consider for something like that would be the lack of depth that they have at the defensive line and linebacker position. With the saved money that Packers could potentially get from cutting some of these guys, they could use that to strengthen the defensive line or maybe the linebacker position. And even the draft is a place to build off. Hopping on to the next discussion, the second method that the Packers can use to open up some cap space would be extending players. And in particular, a couple players that the Packers could extend this following year, which would actually help a lot to save some cap space, would be Davante Adams, Za'Darius Smith, and Adrian Amos. So looking at these 3 guys, it's no question that Davante should be extended if they want to extend him. He's definitely the no-brainer. He's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL right now, and there's no reason not to extend him. And the next player would be Adrian Amos, who I think had a really, really great year. So I don't think any Packers fan would be mad about extending Adrian Amos. He's a huge piece of the defense. He really is. Him and Darnell Savage are like great safeties right now. And then we have Za'Darius Smith, who is a great player. He's just got elected to a 2nd straight Pro Bowl. But the one question with him would be that he is supposed to be a free agent next year, and he is costing the Packers a lot of money. So extending him would mean that the Packers would be paying him into his 30s which is something I'm not sure they want to do, you know, considering the heavy contract that he's already on. So I'm not sure. That would definitely be the wild card, but all three of them are playing at a really high level, so extending all three of them would definitely not be out of the question, and the Packers would end up saving just over $26 million by extending these three guys. So definitely another big option, you know. Cutting could save $21 million, and on top of it, extending some players would be over $26 million, which takes us to our third and final method, which would be restructuring contracts. And the two guys that I'm looking at here would be Aaron Rodgers and David Bakhtiari. And if the Packers restructure both of their contracts, it could save them upwards of $23 million. Another big number. And we've already seen discussions about Aaron wanting a new contract, and restructuring it wouldn't be a bad idea in this case. So one thing to note about this would be that upon restructuring contracts like theirs, it would set up big cap hits in the future, you know, for both of them, because they're already on huge contracts. But, you know, talking about Brian Gutekunst and what Goody wants to do is win now. That's what he's stated. So, I mean, if we're thinking win now, you got to make the moves that are going to free up some cap space so we can either re-sign some players, Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, or use that money to pick up some big free agents, you know, maybe some DBs, maybe anybody that's going to help this team, veterans, stud players. So by especially reconstructing or restructuring, it would definitely show a lot of commitment towards especially Aaron Rodgers, because it guarantees them that we're in there for the long haul with Aaron and that he's sticking around for a while. But all in all, these three methods, cutting, extending, and restructuring, could save the Packers around 50 to 70 million total. So the front office has to be aggressive this offseason, whether that's the draft and whether it's free agency, because the Packers have a chance to get back to the Super Bowl. So, you know, we got to win now. That's the goal. And that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like below and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.